Here we are, level 5 Yogurt Yard, here in this Kirby's Adventure walkthrough here on Video Games 101. We have 4 hidden switches to find on 4 different stages here in Yogurt Yard. We're getting to the point where we're seeing these switches more often. We're not seeing them, they're hidden, but we will once again show you where each one of them is, so you can get the 100% completion ending in this game. But yes, we're getting to the point where a lot of these stages, pretty much every single one at a certain point, will feature one of these hidden switches. Stay low and you can grab the stone ability right here. Careful not to use it in certain situations, as you can find yourself falling to your death quite easily if you don't pull out of it in time. You'll note Kirby also has the ability to drop on enemies. It's one of his attacks, which we don't use a whole lot, but he does do some damage in that way. And if you go through the floor right there and head over to the left, you can find the hidden switch of this first stage. See, there's a restorative item there, but every time we hit one of these switches, we get topped off regardless, so. Now that we got that one knocked out, let's bring in Fluff relatively early here in Yogurt Yard to give us another interesting fact about Kirby's adventure. Fluff?
You've covered a lot of facts about this game. How about a fact about Kirby himself? Filed his first one on Earth, thank goodness it didn't happen, but creator Masahiro Sakurai's original name idea for Kirby was Twinkle Popo. Just rolls off the tongue. The name changed to Popopo before he finally settled on Kirby. Talk about one heck of a left turn.
Definitely a theme right there, you know. King DDD, Popopo. Different connotation Popo here in the States, obviously, but anyway, on to stage 2 right here, Yogurt Yard. It's actually our last chance for a while to relax, not worrying about where the hidden switches are. I think once we get to around 5-4, we basically need to look for a hidden switch in virtually every remaining level in the game, give or take, but yeah, we still haven't even found half of the 17 switches to this point in the game, so. And they're going to get trickier and trickier to find in each of these stages, where you need certain abilities, in some cases holding on to said ability throughout the majority of the stage, making it very difficult. Because, yeah, these enemies, they want to smack you. And when they smack you, you lose your ability. So, we're going to go into the left door right here. Drop down on this guy. I guess he's over to the side right there. Transfer right here, pretty linear. Take the first door, grab yourself the 1-up that we passed earlier. Couldn't reach. And another one of these guys. Another bonkers. And again, if you have ice, like we have right here, fire, just one of those types of moves where you just get up in their face and keep spamming the attack. Works very well. And while we've got another stretch, as I said, we don't have to worry about finding those hidden switches. Let's throw it back to Fluff for another Fluff fact about Kirby himself. Fluff?
Another fun Kirby fact. While Sakurai always envisioned Kirby in the pink color we all know and presumably love, Super Mario creator and Nintendo bigwig Shigeru Miyamoto requested Kirby to be yellow. The color confusion purportedly led to Kirby's white color on the North American box art. The second player-controlled Kirby is yellow in the 2022 Kirby in the Forgotten Land, so Miyamoto eventually got his wish in a kinda sorta way.
Good call, Fluff, thank you. I decided after we got these last couple 1-ups, grab another one here. I think I have a side goal of getting to 50 1-ups before this is over. We still have, say, 2 more full levels to go through. Obviously the most difficult, so we could end up losing our first or multiple lives at that point, but here just kind of alternate, stay in the middle for the most part. You don't have to worry about the cannon fire. Let's go up quickly there in the current, drop into this door right here on the right. You can grab the wheel ability to blaze through this area, no pun intended, a little bit faster. Taking down anyone who appears in our way. Just mind the spikes. Those always come up on me pretty quickly, but Would have been nice here if you could have held on to it. You can just gap those essentially with your wheel move, but I'll have to slow play it now. It's just as well because there's a hidden door right behind this block right here. Just kind of bait that cannon to aiming for the other side. Here you need to be very quick and very careful to grab these items right here. You can see you gotta pull out of that stone move, otherwise you'll just sink like a literal stone down to your death at the bottom of the screen. It's just, as soon as you unlock the item, just pull out of it. It can rest right there. On land, the little guy looks just like he's out of the Bubble Bobble universe. This is the one instance where we do need to use the parasol. Just basically grab the ability, drop off, and then enjoy the float right here. You can also use it as a practical weapon, as you can see right there. Kind of like an umbrella. I mean, it's literally an umbrella, so kind of and literally like an umbrella, but here we go. Launching like we want it. Those 50 lives. And we'll see what we can do. Still probably not going to do any more crane games, but outside of that, definitely do an egg game. As long as we get between, I think at least 25, we get that extra life. But if we get them all, that's when we get the 3 lives. But I'd rather get that 1 life then. Then no lives. Alright, well, new personal best for this run at least. Missed that one. I thought, sometimes it gets me, that animation of the bomb bopping off of his head. It makes me think that I ate a bomb and it's over, and then I sort of check out mentally, but yeah, we could have kept going on that one, obviously, but that's alright. Get the fireball here, handy for getting through a lot of these. Difficult to keep, I find, in this stretch, because, yeah, right there, it's definitely a threading the needle situation. So 1 up down there. We're going to take some damage if we want to get to it. We can use the fireball to maybe just get enough on that. Alright, there we go. Just enough to bridge that gap. And then, couldn't pull out of that in time. And there's no, just another one of these guys, another Meta Knight, or his cronies, rather. Again, a very satisfying mini-boss right here. Incredibly easy. Just suck one in, shoot it out, or just swallow it, or, yeah, use it as a practical weapon against another one of these guys, but the threats themselves are pretty much non-existent. There you go. This is one of those stretches where just fly over it, you know? That's, you can't go wrong, you literally can't get hit. Like in any other game, you would need some special ability to fly, but in this game, it's just, you just fly. Just skip. Obviously, 90% of the danger of this particular stretch right here. Pop into this little waterfall opening here, or the opening above the waterfall, to grab the next hidden switch. Which will, of course, once again top off your health, so that tomato right there is redundant. We have full health after we hit that. Looking good. And yeah, we're at that stretch where virtually every stage from here on out, give or take, is going to feature a hidden switch, so. Yeah, this feels very Mario 2. In that one stretch where if you go down the waterfall, you can grab a whole bunch of coins to give yourself a lot more chances at the slot machine there. Again, did that class on Mario 2 here on Video Games 101, link in the description to the playlist, which features every class we have ever done. By the way, subscribe to Video Games 101 if you have not yet already done so. We do one of these classes every single week in the same spot. Love to have you enrolled. Every now and then you get a longer game, a slightly longer game like Kirby, and then we break it up and maybe space that out a little bit more, but yeah, for the most part, we get our hammer right here. One of my favorite moves in the game, favorite abilities. Just love how long it stays in front of you when you swing it, basically, so you're much more likely to take down a lot of enemies. Alright, so the hidden switch for this stage, drop down between, in the little gap right there, go through this door, and actually we need that guy alive, so let's drop the hammer right here, unfortunately. A little Gone Jackals reference. This is a two-parter, actually, so we need to suck in this guy first, get the high jump, knock through those blocks, and then get rid of this, and then suck in, get the fire ability, light the fire right there, and then as quickly as you can, get over to the cannon, and launch yourself up to the switch. There you go. So now we're going to cut back through and just kind of make your way up to the rightmost area of this tree here on the ground level for the most part. Right through this door here. Will take us to another area here. Can also get Illusion of Gaia vibes here. Kind of that mixed with some rockin' cats with the design of that building there. Fireworks for this next mini-boss we're about to come up on. Let's get some tips on how to deal with them with Gary.
Fire line. How to be aggressive with fire at the start. Just keep flaming right on top of him, then slide away when he tries to fall on top of you. Repeat this, get up in his face, he'll be down before you know it.
Good call. Fight fire with fire in that case. Thank you very much, Gary. We get the fireball ability from Fire Lion. Just see one more instance, I think, of Fire Lion. Maybe two. Maybe it might be a kind of an arena battle with Fire Lion, but there's a bit of a boss rush late in the game in which we'll see him, but yeah. Not as often as some of the other mini-bosses, which they recycled again and again in this game. We're at 40 lives right now, looking pretty good. That's not looking good, but anyway, that's alright. We'll take it. Take the 5,000 points. So we have a difficult switch to get in Yogurt Yard's 6th stage, but before we do that, we need to do a couple... Well, this is just for me, the quick draw, of course. Not sure I'll be able to replicate the success. I kind of lucked out on that against King DDD, but let's at least get to him to get that extra life. Don't want that Super Bowl drop-off. You know, you win the championship in the last one. You don't want that hangover. Which admittedly doesn't normally apply to the winner. Not really nailing the sports metaphor here, but let's see if we can take down Bonkers with his kind of sailor hat or his captain's hat right there. Let's see. Might try to get a... Nope. I think I pulled in like a 13 or a 15 or something like that. Yeah, I gotta get lucky. I think that's my ceiling is 12 so far. Not quite good enough. So anyway, to get the next hidden switch, we need to have a hammer before we even go into the stage. There's not a hammer which we can access on that stage, so let's go to the arena here and take down Bonkers. Grab yourself his hammer. And what makes this so difficult is that we need to keep this hammer for as long as possible until we get to the switch area to knock out some blocks to access the switch. So kind of take your time here. You can thread the needle by flying between these mini grand wheels. Thankfully, if you get it knocked out and you're facing that way, it's going to go off to the left and hit one of those barriers. So you can relatively easily recollect it, but once again, and we don't want to shoot it with our breath right there. There we go, got it back. That would take it off the board, get rid of that star, so just kind of take your time here. Gapping those grand wheelies right there, or the mini wheelies. And then hit that right there, and then be very quick. Just run, you can bridge these little single gaps. keep this hammer, not going to replace it with anything else. And this is the one last section where you need to worry about it getting knocked out of your possession. Go through this hole right here. And if you still have the hammer, then you can knock through these blocks right here and gain access to this hidden door down at the bottom, which contains the final hidden switch for Yogurt Yard. Plus another 1-up for our account. That's good. Feeling pretty good about hitting that 50 extra life mark. Kind of like when we did our class on, I think it was Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. Maybe to a lesser extent the Tiny Toons Adventures game as well, but certainly Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. Very easy platformer where lives are abundant. So much so that I think I ended with 99 lives, as was my goal. It came down to the wire. Don't get me wrong, it was close, but you can check that out. That was a good time, but not the most challenging game by a long shot. We're feeling it now. 43 lives. Looking good. And I think that does it for the stages for Yogurt Yard. Just us and the boss at this point. Let's send it back to Gary for tips on this boss. Gary?
Boss beaters. The heavy mole. Bring the hammer. You gotta watch out for the pits when you're swinging this thing around. Otherwise, if you don't have it, be ready to hail in some enemies. Fire them back. It's a much more difficult battle if you're doing it without the hammer. And it's so convenient. Just make sure you go back and get it before the start of the battle. If you do it without a hammer and you're inhaling the enemies, don't accidentally swallow a dark enemy. This will trigger the sleep ability, which means you'll just fall through the hole as you're sleeping. Instant death, but with the hammer, a very quick out.
Thank you, Gary. And we actually want to hold on to the hammer for as long as possible. There's only a couple of different abilities which will allow you to access the next hidden switch, which is very shortly coming up on this particular stage. There are, I think the only two that can do it are the hammer or the stone ability, and neither is present in this stage, so if you don't have them, you probably want to just go back and take on the bonkers to get the hammer again, but if you do not have them, then you need to do the old inhaling two enemies and either get the stone or the hammer from the roulette, essentially, of the randomizer of the abilities. But yeah, pop into this door once you have one of them, and either will work. You can use the stone to smack through the bottom there, or the hammer, obviously, but here's the switch right here. Assuming you used Gary's boss speeder on that last boss, and avoiding the enemies isn't too hard in this stage, you should still have the hammer at this point, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, we're definitely at the point in the game where virtually every stage, certainly in the Orange Ocean area, has another one of these switches, which they're becoming increasingly difficult to access each one, needing more and more rare abilities and holding on to things for longer, or just doing a little bit of puzzle solving to figure out how to access them. We have a particularly interesting one coming up here. It took me a little while to figure out, actually. I think it might not be until the final stage, or the final level, the one after this one. I suppose, strictly speaking, there are 8 levels in this game. There goes our hammer, that's alright. We got good use out of it. Might be a record for how long we actually held on to a particular ability in this game. Almost. Still, I think with 5 lives to go, it's pretty much in the bag, but yeah, there is an 8th level, but it's mostly just about the final boss at that point. So we have another museum here. We can pop in and grab the wheel ability, if we get close enough to it. You'll see there is that back door in case you do need to ever go back to a previous level and grab an ability, like as was the case for the hammer there, just to make it a little easier. For this one, for the hidden switch, we need to get the stone ability. I suppose the hammer would still work as well, but being that we lost it, not a big deal. Come through here, get rid of whatever you have, and inhale. And that guy, he'll kind of hide behind that 1-up in that case, but Suck him in, swallow, and you got the stone ability, which we will need, as I just mentioned, for the next hidden switch. Just gotta hang on to it. Just remember also you have that invincibility as long as you're in that stone form right there. But yeah, this is what you need, either to hammer this particular switch or use the stone ability to put the weight down and activate it that way. But hit the hidden switch. Got the second one here in Orange Ocean. Doesn't matter which door you go out on the way out. Just gonna pop you out on the left or right side when you're coming out of this area. Careful when they drop down on you like they did right there. Fireball or a tornado works really well here. The guy down there has the tornado, but he's kind of hard to get with how quickly he moves about. Sometimes you're just better off going straight down, using your little temporary invincibility of the fireball ability. See if we can steal this Maxim tomato from this guy. Here we go. Suck them both in and grab the tomato in the process. Just that temporarily vulnerable state you leave yourself in when you're coming out of the fireball is the only thing. Yeah, again, put a little distance between yourself and the bombs when they're about to explode right there. And again, we can just hover our way through, away from most of the dangers. As always here in Kirby's Adventure. Oh well. With an entire level, I'm still feeling pretty good about our chances to pick up just 4 more lives here. Got the pirate ship level here in Orange Ocean. Another stage in which we need a particular ability in order to get to the hidden switch. In this case, we need the laser, which we can get by... Well, we need the hammer first, go through the wall, and then we can get the laser from there. It's a whole process, but we can grab ourselves a hammer from our buddy Bonkers right here. See, pops out one of the little nuts or football-looking things. Not sure what that's meant to be. He loves operating in these close quarters like this. This is his ideal battlefield right here. Certainly works to his advantage. Alright, well, he made us pay for that hammer, but we got the hammer. Once you have it, knock through the little crate right here. Go down and around. There's a 2 HP replenishing drink right there. And then you can hit that bomb and then go through the hole where that bomb was. And then behind that bomb is a hidden area. If you're quick enough, you can get that one up, but it's not worth dying over. Going to the right there. Watch out for the laser. We actually need that laser to get to the hidden switch, so... Let's try this one more time. And yeah, no, I think we need to just jump. Just be aggressive here. So we do this once again. Just quickly jump in, suck him up, and there we go, we got the laser. So now we can head into that left door right here. Fire this off the wall to light the fuse, jump in that cannon, and this will launch you up to the hidden switch. Top off our health once again. Only a few more switches to access at this point now. 4 or 5 more. Now we just want to pretty much float all the way to the top of this pirate ship. Get on this warp star. Into the sunset. Just hover over this way to the exit. Watch out for that little residual explosion time there. Always lasts a bit longer than I'm anticipating. Okay. Haven't gotten a 1-up in a couple stages, and that trend is going to continue. Making us work for it in this final stretch here. The hidden switch on this one doesn't require any special abilities, thankfully, finally, but it is tucked away, kind of hard to find, so use that guy to knock out that block and head to the bottom right here. Knock this guy out of the way. Hit that explosion, you can access that 1-up, but I'm gonna drop down here, explode that little section right there. Grab the cutter move. Haven't had this one in quite a while, actually. Just do that little slide to get the tip of that bomb to explode that there. We're gonna hover up right here. Line of the cutter enemies. We get that 1-up now. 3 to go for our little side quest. The prop bet. Will we get to 50 lives? Of course, the main goal is to beat the game with the 100%, but the hidden area right there in that tucked away little corner. Again, don't need any special fancy abilities to access it. Get another egg minigame. Try our hand at that one again. Have not yet achieved the 3 1-ups. This would be a great way to hit 50 if we could ace that for the first time. Not counting on it, but yeah, just keeping a little distance between that bomb right there. And then just float up through here to the exit. Avoid the parasol enemies. Unless you're really into it, I don't know. It's kind of like a sword, smacking the dudes with the umbrella there. Safest is just to stick to that line right there, avoiding just pretty much the one coconut at that point, or whatever these things are that are falling down. You can generally just gun it through here. Big jump. Not a big jump. Alright. It's alright. Try our luck once again at the egg catcher. Not too many of these left in the game. Running out of chances. Threading that needle there. Oof. 2 bombs in a row. Best run so far. Yeah, it all fell apart there. Again, I had that thing where 4 bombs in a row. I had that thing where I thought I was dead to rights, but we've always gotten at least 1 extra life out of this minigame for what that's worth, so here we go. 2 away from that now. Moving on to Orange Ocean, Stage 5. This one's not too difficult in terms of the hidden switch. You just need to be kind of quick. The ability that we need to access the hidden switch, it's not difficult to get. So you could go out of your way to have a fireball earlier on, but I find just plain fire works pretty well if you're quick. So we'll show you how to do this. Fun colors here, like something out of one of the later Sonic games. By later, I just mean like, 1993, something like that. Certainly could have informed the level design a little bit here. A couple of the abilities, like the wheel, certainly kind of have a Sonic feel to them. And if we can get to one of these bombs in time, we can get that crash ability. It's just, yeah, they they want you to try for it so that you get very close, but then run out of time and get caught up in the explosion, so. Alright, so the hidden switch is in this next area. We do need to activate a cannon in order to access it, and we need to be quick to, after we light the fuse, to get into the cannon. But before we do that, we need to do a little bit of groundwork here. First, get rid of that bomb. Mind the crossfire of all these enemies flying at you. Knock this one out as well. So now we basically need to go down here, light this fuse, and then as quickly as possible, we need to get that back. There we go. As quickly as possible, we need to fly back up and then drop into the other pit to drop into the cannon, and then mind all these baddies in the meantime. Not too bad, not too difficult. Just gotta mind the enemies. If you mess up, just go back, reset the whole thing on the previous screen, but there you go. We get one more quick draw. I'm already satisfied with our quick draw performance, though. Just that one clear, that was pretty good. This definitely was, and that's probably the worst jump we've ever had. Distracted there for 800 points, but that's fine. One of the final quick draws in this game. Not sure if there's one in the next level or not, but let's try to show up here. Out of practice, out of conditioning in the off season. 16 right there. 16 again. That's not going to fly against Say or Bonkers. All right, 13. 13's good. So those are all worth points. Bonkers is the one that'll net you at least that one up. And I'll go for DDD again. Might try to get, yeah, tried jump the gun with that foul. 10 that time. All right. Well, there you go. Got our one up. What does that put us at? 49 now? Oh, that's 50. Never mind. There we go. All right. Prop bet achieved, everybody. The greater goal still lies ahead, and plus we don't want to die and drop below 50, obviously. Don't want to die in general, but... So, in this stage, to get the hidden switch, this one truly is hidden. And we grabbed... You'd think if you get two of the same type of enemy, we could earn ourselves the UFO in that case, but yeah, the UFO is handy here. We need to grab it and then head back under here once you have the UFO in order to knock out those blocks, and that's how you get the hidden switch right there at the start of that particular stage. That's the last one for Orange Ocean, though. Just a few more in the final level, which we will get to momentarily. Just take your time here. There's going to be a lot of enemies which fly in, more UFOs. They're very generous with the UFOs in this stage. I will say that, but it's nice to have that fully charged shot ready. And just so you can take out any enemies which appear directly in front of you. They are finite, though, as long as you don't go back too far. Just once you take that one out, you're generally good to move forward. So there's two doors here. They both ultimately lead to the same place. You have a different mini-boss fight if you go through the top door. I just assumed take on a couple Mr. Frosties, because when we have the fully charged shot, we just go through both of them with one shot. And then this particular stretch right here, which is unique to going through that bottom route, is really easy if you still have the UFO, which you probably should. It's not hard to hold on to as long as you take your time. And then, yeah, they both put you out at the same place. We have a Meta Knight, who should be as easy as ever once we have our UFO. Take out multiple dudes, depending on how they line up. I guess that fully charged one doesn't go through the ice blocks, but Still, if you kind of thread your shots, you can take down 2 of these guys at once. Like so. Probably still faster. Yeah, some of them take 2 shots if you go for that little wussy initial shot, but yeah, it's probably faster if we just did it without the UFO. Just sucked them in, fired them at the other guys, but that's fine. It works. And nope. I was thinking now that we don't need 1-ups anymore, we might have a little extra confidence. You know how that usually goes, but alright, that was the final stage of Orange Ocean. Let's go to the boss of Orange Ocean now with Gary.
Alright, Meta Knight. Get a few hits in, retreat, dodge the boss charge, just repeat this process. You'll take him down before you know it.
Yeah, this one's always a street fight for me. Just exchanging blows right there. Throwing strategy out the window. To quote Rocky IV, it's just a matter of who wants it more. Might be paraphrasing, but still, that's the idea. Good line. Alright. Meta Knight, finally taken down. Well, at least for the moment. Do a little dance. Head on to Rainbow Resort. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you.